Hello guys, my name is Gibber and welcome to my Ascension high round strategy. This strategy will attempt to get you to round 100. It is a pretty straightforward strategy which is based in the spawn area, training and using fireworks on the Shiva to kill the hordes. And then this strategy takes around 5 to 6 hours to get to round 100. Now, as you can see on the screen, I have a Gumballs set up and a checklist to get before round 30. Now, this strategy can be done online, but you won't be able to pause your PlayStation for long periods of time. Therefore, I play on local just to ensure that there's less glitches and less errors, as well as you can pause your PlayStation overnight and put it in rest mode to come back the next day, which is actually what I did. Now, the start of this strategy is to get around 10,000 points or more and head to the box and hit that to start trying to cycle through and get the Thunder Gun and the Gersh device. Now, you know that the box will always be in the power room, and from there it will be random. Now, this strategy also is reliant on the monkeys giving you the perks. So, you may have to go up until round 30 until you get Jug, which isn't too bad since training on this map is pretty easy. So something to note is that the monkey rounds will not start until you either buy a perk or the power is on. So you kind of want to get that done pretty early so that you can get your perks quicker. So that's why I aim to be out of this spawn room before round 7, preferably at the end of round 6. It is also very important to understand how the Gumballs cycles work. Now, I'll link a video and put an annotation on the screen explaining how it works, but it simply works in cycles of 5, and once you get a Gumballs, you can't get it until all the other ones come up again. I'll leave it at that because this video explains it really well, and credit goes out to that author. Now, as you can see on round 6, I will get a monkey round. And it is important during these rounds, very important, to protect the perk that you have. And by doing this, and the monkey's not touching the perk machine, you'll get a free perk at the end of the round. So as you can see there, I only had quick revive, so I just had to protect that perk machine. And by none of the monkeys touching it, I got double tap. Now, preferably, I'm not sure why I didn't do it in this game. I don't think I had enough points. But I like to buy double tap before the monkey round, so that gives me a better chance of getting Jug because there's less perks that I can get from the monkey job. Therefore, my ideal perk setup is Quick Revive, Double Tap, Stamina Up and Juggernog. Now, I like to use Double Tap because it makes the double Pack-a-Punch effect activate quicker, and Fireworks has a pretty slow regeneration time for when it can be used in succession. Juggernog obviously for more health, and Stamina Up because I like to be able to move around the hordes a bit easier and have more sprint in case I need to. It also helps me get around the map quicker just for ease when I have to. Now, when you have Stamina Up, it is harder to get free perks in the future because it is harder to protect 2 perk machines. However, there is a trap in between Quick Revive and Stamina Up, which you can activate. So it mainly depends on the monkey spawns because there is one that can spawn near the Lunar Lander right next to Stamina Up. So the ideal setup for this map is to get the Thunder Gun and the Gersh device from the very first box location in the power room and not have that box move. This is because when the box moves, it starts the fire sale drops and gives you a less chance of getting a random max ammo during a round, since you only get a maximum of 4 drops per round. However, this is extremely difficult and the chance of this happening is very low. I attempted this around 20 times and couldn't get it once, so I just went with this game. So from about round 10 to the mid 20s, until the strategy actually starts and you start training and killing them with a Thunder Gun, I like to just camp here and pick off the zombies one by one and get collaterals with a powerful gun like the Draken or the Ray Gun Mark II, or even the Dingo works. It makes the rounds go pretty quick, and it doesn't burn you out from going in the spawn room the whole time, or else you'll be there for over 90 rounds, and that can get pretty boring. So therefore, it is important for this strategy to not open any doors until you get Juggernog. That is because you don't want to be having to protect multiple perk machines. For instance, if I got Widow's Wine as the first perk drop, there's no way, or there's a slim chance that you're going to be able to protect both machines and get a free perk. So you just want to battle it out until you get the Jug drop, which is why I said earlier you could wait up to around 30, but you'll get it eventually. And then once you get Jug, you can start opening all the doors of the map, do all the Lunar Landers so that you can open Pack-a-Punch, and then just camp it out until you feel comfortable starting the strategy, which starts right where I'm standing now. And then you can Pack-a-Punch the Shiva twice and get fireworks on it, and go from there. So I'm just going to take you through a monkey round and slow it down. So you always want to run to the spawn area when you're on the low round, or stay there on the high rounds, and protect the quick revive machine because you only have a limited amount of them, so that is your highest priority. You have to take note that there's a monkey spawn right where the lunar pad is in the spawn room. From there you can just camp it out and let the monkeys come to you, or if you have other perks in the future, go activate traps or protect it before the monkeys steal it off you. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward. And now I'll run you through one of the rounds on how to do the actual strategy. Alright, so as you can tell, this is a different game. I actually went down on the other one, but the principle's obviously the same. So I always like to start in that corner and run back and forth and hold up the zombie, and depending on how my ammo is, either kill him with the thunder gun or shoot the Shiva to activate the fireworks. So you just want to run between the corner where these pipes are and where the control panel is to call the lunar lander, in diagonals almost, because by doing this you don't even have to sprint and the zombies won't hurt you, and you're at the perfect angle to hold them up. Now, any real zombies player can do this. You don't really need that much skill, you just have to have some prior experience, which I expect anyone attempting this to have since you're going for a high round. I always like to train with the thunder gun out as well, because you can sometimes run yourself into corners, and it is always a safe way to get you out of trouble by just blasting them away. So when you can, always have that out. So you may also think that ammo could be an issue, but between the thunder gun, the Shiva, the spinner in the middle, monkey rounds and your alchemicals, and the max ammo drops, you really have nothing to worry about. So you have to take in note that you need to leave a minimum of 6 to 8 bullets of the thunder gun per monkey round, because no other gun in the later rounds can take them out, besides the traps of course. So you always need to keep that in the reserve. So when the spinner activates, you always want to take advantage of that and bring your horde underneath, and it will take them out for you. So with the thunder gun and the Shiva combination, I always like to use one thunder gun bullet to every 2 hordes I take out with the Shiva, which can be about 3 cycles with them of doing what I just did on screen. This allows me to save enough thunder gun ammo, and it also gets through the hordes pretty quickly. Like, the Shiva is a bit slower, but it really does the job pretty well, especially with fireworks. So you may ask why fireworks over Deadwire or Blast Furnace. Now, I tried all of them, and if you're going to use a strategy without Quick Revive and use Mule Kick, then yeah, I would say use Deadwire on the Shiva and turned on the RK5. However, that's a bit more advanced, and I didn't want to not use Quick Revive in this game. So Deadwire doesn't take out hordes as effective as fireworks, and that goes the same for Blast Furnace, which is the main reason I use fireworks. Deadwire takes about 6, 7, maybe 8 zombies at a time, but that is not good enough for this strategy if you're killing horde by horde, not going super quick. Blast Furnace is also pretty good, but once again, it doesn't really take out a full horde compared to fireworks. Now, the major disadvantage to using fireworks is that it doesn't drop any power-ups on the floor when you kill a horde. Only the zombie that you actually shoot will drop that power-up when the firework activates. However, the chances of that zombie holding a power-up is very low. Therefore, you'll get your drops with the thunder gun when you kill them, and not the Shiva. Or on top of that, you could throw the Gersh, and that will also get you power-up drops. So on that basis, I always like to use the Thunder Gun the very first horde I kill, because I found that you get majority of the drops through that shot, and from that you can get a nice death machine or insta-kill, which is really helpful. So here's some footage of me getting to round 100. It is my first ever round 100 as well, so I just thought I'd make this video to show that anyone can do it. So for the poor quality as well, I did take this straight off my stream, so you can go check me out on twitch.tv/give97 if you like. Other than that, I hope you enjoy your day. Thanks for watching, and yeah, have a good one.